traveler grows close to the end of the path. The bread bowl of the world, the verdant land of 7 waters, awaits! Be sure to have your toll ready at the gates. Cloth, gems, metalwares, and coin are all accepted.
This outpost seems to be part of a trade route, so we should be able to find a Maraketh Caravan. They are an honorable people, and I have no doubt they will assist us. The Maraketh have a cultural history deeper than most know. Theirs is a strict tradition, bordering on brutal, but it is that adherence to shared beliefs that has kept them strong when entire empires have come and gone around them. Whatever it takes.
You are seeking passage on our caravan? We cannot travel anywhere at the moment. Hyenic raiders are harassing the trade route ahead. For the time being, we are stuck here.
Time to show them what I can do. Up there, the leader of the pack. So little time.
You defeated the raiders? Fate sends us a fortuitous stranger. Welcome to the Ardura Caravan. You may travel with us in exchange for your service as a Jingak, and you will have nearly the respect of one of our own for as long as you stay.
A roving village. How clever.
The beast is on the move, twisting the desert as it goes, waking ancient dead and unknown horrors alike. The Countess brought it here as part of some nefarious plan. I assume she has allies here. We must track them down and convince them to give up this madness. Those creatures are too coherent and intelligent to be manifestations of corruption. I suspect that they are the descendants of divine tampering. There was a being I once knew in the ancient days, a trickster, who would have appreciated someone to laugh at his ill-conceived humor. What more perfect audience for a sickening jester than a pack of gibbering hyenas? Thank you.
Who goes there? By the sound of your voice, you cannot be Maraketh. It is always intriguing to meet foreign warriors and learn their ways of war. I only hope I have weapons and armor that might be useful to you. I am Shambren. Does the scorpion sting carry less poison at night? In the hopes of taking on fighting duty again, I am still practicing the art of the sword. Red-eyed Nasima, she of the second sight, proved that there is more to combat than mere vision. However, there is still honor in serving the role of tradesmith and weapon master. I served as a Dekara for as long as I was able, and I intend to fulfill this duty with just as much dedication. Zarka holds all the wisdom and knowledge of the Ardura, and the stories of many other Akaras as well. Our traditions help us survive as these lands turn to dust over generations, and in many ways, that lush beauty still exists for us through her words. Especially now the gods have returned to Rayclast. We know that our beliefs have power. Perhaps we can bring back those verdant forests and gleaming rivers, if only we have enough faith in a leader strong enough to make it real. Goodbye.
Careful story. I have a very long official title, but you may simply address me as Zaka. The young ones will harp on and on about our strict traditions, but I'm old enough to get away with it. So I do. My role is that of a keeper of tales. I was chosen by my predecessor, rather than being allowed to become a Dekara or perform other duties. I'm not permitted near combat, for the stories I keep are one of our most valuable resources. We understand the plains of Vastiri through the lens of these words handed down to us over the centuries. We see what used to lie where sand dwells now, and hear the bold proclamations and lamentations of yesteryear. That is my role, to be the worldly eyes and ears of the Ardura. Nasima, yes, Nasima. A great warrior, though with a complicated legacy. Born with eyes the color of blood, she was left to die among the dunes for being blind. But the Faridun found her and raised her. A Balbala, one might think, but no. She became an impressive warrior in her own right. And when called upon to raid her people, she recognized her mother's voice and turned and slaughtered her Faridun captors. A true role model from the ancient days and a wonderful sleep tale for the children. This is the tale as it was told to me by our Akara's Tale Woman before me, and as told to her by the Tale Woman before her. These words have remained unchanged since the beginning. Many thousands of years ago, we were a simple people, hunters, roamers. We moved valley to valley in search of meat and berries. There was none of the discipline we know today, but that was about to change. These fair plains became barren and lightless. A time those generations called the winter of the world. 1,000 years of ice brought hardship and suffering, but that was only the beginning. To the south, the foreign tyrant An fell, and horrible creatures flooded forth under this darkness, seemingly born of bone and blood and foul magic. Survival meant banding together and creating the strict traditions that eventually became what we know today. To fight was to live. Disorder meant death. In the darkest depths of that era, when hope was but a memory, the twin sister Sekemas, Solarai and Landara, arose to unite our scattered peoples for the first time. They wielded the essence of gold and silver, gleaming with such ferocity that the gray skies had no choice but to give way. The creatures retreated under the sands, never to be seen again, and our fair plains blazed with emerald forests and sapphire rivers. This brought about the most glorious age of our people, a time of conquest, wealth, great heroes and gods that lasted for another 1,000 years. But then, one fell winter, the gods vanished. Our beloved Garukan was the last to succumb, holding on for 2 moons against a powerful innovation. She gave what final orders she could, mandated our traditions be upheld, and then went silent. The Maraketh were not disturbed. We did not lose hope. We knew who we were, and those values had not left us with the departure of the gods. When the sky burned, when the Vaal fell, when the Eternals came and sought to be our masters, and then fell as well, we endured. We have protected these fair plains for 304 generations, and we will continue to do so for another 304. That is our duty and our birthright. She was a fierce warrior before she was blinded in battle. Focused, determined. Losing her sight has not changed that. I have no doubt that she will become skilled enough at blind fighting to rejoin the ranks someday. Indeed, blind Dekara were once instrumental in decimating an Eternal Legion during a sandstorm ambush. So it is not without precedent.
I am Asala, the Sekima of the Ardura. I care not where you came from, nor what caste you might have been there. All that matters is that you have shown yourself capable in battle, Jingak. Remain a friend to the Ardura, and you shall have nothing but respect from us. So, the beast has entered the world once more. We were following a trail of corruption before we were waylaid, and now we shall resume the hunt. We Maraketh are honor-bound to seek and contain corruption wherever it may be found. It seems the sacred duty falls on us once more. The trail connects to 2 locations, but we don't know where the beast currently resides. I am willing to begin wherever you and your shade thinks is wisest. Foreigners often misunderstand the concept of the Sekima. I am no dictator, and do not make some pathetic claim of divine right. Emperors are for nations filled with the weak-minded and soft, as history has proven every time an empire falls and we endure. I am Sekima, because others have put their faith in me as the strongest and most capable among us. I lead because there is no better replacement. It is a role I deserve, by definition. This Oriana would find no allies among our Akaras. We are no strangers to the eternal war against corruption. If she has allies in this region, they cannot be of the Maraketh. After the Beast of Highgate was slain, all other Akaras vowed to pursue and eradicate corruption should it ever return. Never again will a sole Akara suffer the weight of history. Corruption has returned to the Vastiri. Before this season, the Hyanic warriors you fought would never have dared raid a caravan. The dead have begun to rise again, and other creatures of the desert have started changing. By Zarka's accounts, the land is returning to the way it was before. These are ill times. Fight to the last.
This whole operation would be more efficient if they were dead.
One of the trails of corruption leads towards the Halani gates. Anyone who would wish to leave this region must pass through them.
Why have we stopped?
The Halani gates are closed for the first time in 1,000 years. This can only be related to the beast. We should investigate the Faridun's camp in the halls of Modon and demand answers. Move swiftly.
Quickly. Asala has agreed to aid us, exactly as I expected. The beast represents an existential threat to all the peoples of Rayclast, but even beyond that, she seems to be quite driven. She reminds me of a rambunctious young woman I once knew in Keth, who eventually rose to power, attained divinity, and led her people to greatness. Yes, I have seen the slaves pulling the carts. I am uncomfortable with the practice, but from what I understand, it allows those captured in battle to serve rather than simply being executed. There are not enough resources to keep prisoners who do not work. In this harsh land, it is perhaps the lesser of two evils. That is, what I tell myself, at least. Move swiftly.
Who goes there? I remember her face from before the battle where I lost my sight. She is quite beautiful, and she has strength and cunning to match. I can think of no better leader for us. We, Ardura, have put all our faith in Asala, and though we do not number enough to spark divinity in her, we still thrived under her leadership. Goodbye.
What?
What is it? Outcasts currently make their home in the forgotten quarry in the hills of Modon. They call themselves the Faridun. We should travel there and find out what it is they are doing.
People have lived in the shadows of the dunes for too long. Countless generations have been forgotten. Will be forgotten. We are not Faridun. We are Maraketh. And if we work together, if we unite, then they will be forced to acknowledge us. We must show them casting us is a mistake. We must show them our strength. Perhaps we can one day rebuild Keth itself. For all those who live in the plains of Vastiri.
This lot were left down here to die. Or worse.
Iron. Yes, insane. Perhaps that is true. Burn, oppressors! For the king!
Praise you. 1,000 praises, my friend. I thought I would die here. Please, take me back to your caravan, and I will tell you anything you want to know.
A defector. I admire those who resist tyrant.
How can I advise you? It takes courage to go against one's people. I once faced a similar decision, There were men and women like me who believed themselves to be exceptional. And they were correct. Terribly, horribly correct. I cursed myself to a permanent exile from my own peers by betraying them. I was unlike mortals, but hated by immortals. I was alone. I would do it all again, and I still might. They call themselves the Faridun in this era, but they have died out and been reborn many times. They are not an independent culture. They are the Maraketh's dark secret, the inevitable consequence of life's haphazard nature. A society cannot simply purge itself of the weak, the ill, or the disadvantaged. Those unwanted newborns abandoned among the dunes, they rarely die, no matter how much the Maraketh wish to make them simply disappear. No, they live. The Faridun are the shadow of the Maraketh, always just out of sight, always watching. They rescue those children and raise them up on the outside, looking in. An unspoken relief for the father and mother that must give up their child. But a gathering storm fated to one day return home with a fury. Go.
Publicly, I will decry them as loudly as anyone else. Privately, I understand. I do not condone their actions, but I have suffered some small portion of what they must feel their entire lives. To be honest, I expected them to turn on us eventually. This defector, Risu, will never be accepted by the Ardura. You may trust her, and she may provide information about the enemy's intentions. But remember, she is a traitor to her people. We deal with our own traitors using excessive means. She is not one of us, so we do not consider it our duty to punish her, but neither will we protect her when the time comes. Warm nights.
What? I will tell your tale.
This Balbalak will live or die based on her usefulness in pursuit of the beast. Ask her what questions you will, then we Ardura will decide her fate. If her information proves to be truthful, then she will live. If she is a deceiver sent to misdirect us, she will be left to die in the open desert once again. For glory.
I know what Jamanra intends. Atop the burial spires of Deshar lie the Maraketh's most honored dead. The king has become driven by madness to seek any trace of ancient flesh from those of renown or power in life. He intends to feed their bodies to the horrific creature he keeps in a cage behind his throne. They call it the Beast. I have seen it, and the sight haunts my nightmares. The Halani gates are closed. Then Jamanra must have succeeded in capturing them. He planned to close the gates to prevent the Maraketh from interrupting his harvest. A siege from the front would be impossible now. But there is another way. An ancient passage lost to time. It was used by the traitor Balbala. I can show you where it is, if you will use it to stop Jamanra before it is too late. I am of the Faridun. We are the shadows of the Maraketh, the unwanted and the forgotten. Some time ago, a foreign woman came to us and offered us the power to take back what was ours. We took her deal. We had no idea what it would cost us. When she finally brought us the beast, it was not the glorious power we'd been promised. It was horrifying. Those of us who did not want to make war, those of us who were afraid of the beast, Jamanra sealed us in the mine when his Dreadnought was complete. This madness must end. Some may call me a traitor, but I do not seek the destruction of my brethren. I seek their salvation. You need not trust me. You will see the truth of my information soon enough. I ask nothing of you, only that you do what you know is right. This corruption that plagues the land, I cannot bring myself to fully believe it's the reason for my people's sickening turn. I know that when the beast first came to us, when Jamanra was raised from death, he quickly became covetous and prone to fits of rage. Soon that fervor gleamed in the eyes of those around him. You say it's his corruption, but I have not seen anything in my brothers and sisters that was not already there. Corruption may exist, yes, but it does not fully control. It only excuses. The Faridun are warring against the Maraketh because they desire to do so. They have always wanted this conflict. They want to make those who abandoned us suffer. What is that being? Does it travel with you? I would tell you not to trust a mysterious stranger in black, but that would make my own situation rather difficult. I cannot say I view the Maraketh favorably, but there is no other power to which I can turn. Jamanra is going mad, and I know that the Maraketh will unite their scattered Akaras to confront him if the need is great enough. I believe that it is. The Maraketh have no idea how great we number. We are larger than any one Akara by far, and my brothers and sisters hold a great bitterness, even before corruption came among us. Everything we do, from our garb to our food, is made opposite to the Maraketh out of spite. I still feel some of that anger when I see them here, standing proud and colorful. Asala promises them a return to their glory days, but do they not have such glory now? I must pursue what I feel to be right. Asala might yet decide to have me put to death, or abandon me to the doom of the desert. I know these risks, but I had to try anyway. If you had seen the darkness rising in the hearts of my brothers and sisters, you would understand. I am not betraying them. I'm trying to save them from themselves. This Oriana, the one you called a countess, Jamanra has declared her our queen. She first came to us from the south and seemed sympathetic to our cause. She promised us power, the power to take back our lives. She left for Azomite lands, vowing to return with something that would resurrect our greatest hero, Jamanra. With that hope dangled before us, the Faridun united for the first time since his death. We prepared, as she asked. We took the quarry. We began working on the Dreadnought. I am ashamed to admit that I was a devout believer in the cause, until the day she kept her promise. She did return. She did bring the power to resurrect Jamanra. She brought the beast. The sight of that thing chilled my soul. Those of us who objected to its presence were forced to work, mining and finishing the Dreadnought. By the time we were done, madness was already rife, and we were sealed in the mine to die for supposedly betraying our people. Sila.
So, the outcasts have raised their new king from the grave, and he seeks to violate Deshar, to feed our honored dead to the beast. Such a transgression. Those vile dogs! Our city of the dead lies beyond the Halani gates. We should move to crush the Faridun immediately. Let us see if this defector's information is truthful. Infiltrate this supposed passage, find your way to the top of the gates without being detected, and then call for aid. I shall answer. Move swiftly.
The traitor Balbala has been sentenced to 1,000 years of suffering as a djinn, bound in this place of her dishonor. Let no woman or man of Maraketh blood enter her prison before her time is served.
Someone wanted these doors to remain shut. I should open them. Well, if it isn't the traitor herself. Let's get this over with.
Now, Jingak, I prove myself. Visions of
A spirit. A coin. For fun.
Quickly. I was asleep during the era of Jamanra. I cannot attest to the truth of Risu's tale, though I cannot say it is outside the realm of possibility. The Maraketh have strict traditions, erring on the side of brutal. Go.
If you are traveling through Traitor's Passage, there is something I wish to ask of you. The traitor, Balbala. According to the tales, she is still sealed there, somewhere along the tunnel, as an undying djinn. She served her sentence long ago, but knowledge of the location was lost. It is long past time to release her. I will tell you her story if you wish, but I doubt it will mean much to a Jingak. So, you released Balbala from her prison, and she fought well. Good. She may now earn her redemption, if the ancient places still hold power. Her barrier contains her soul. She will tell you what to do next. Long ago, when Keth was the shining jewel of the Vastiri, and our trade routes were the envy of the known world, a weak-willed Sekema named Balbala betrayed her Akara for a promise of Welakath, a mythical elixir said to bestow great power. She led a band of foreign warriors through secret paths to the top of the Halani gates. Taken by surprise, the Akara was slain to the last woman. What was her reward? Not Welakath. The bandits put a spear through her gut in that very passage. A cautionary tale, yes. For her betrayal, the wise woman of that era enacted an ancient ritual, trapping Balbara's soul as a djinn for a sentence intended to be 1,000 years. Jingak, it has been far more than 1,000 years. By Zarka's reckoning, at least 2 or 3. The stain of Balbala's betrayal has been lifted from her legacy, yet the knowledge of her prison was lost long ago. Take care.
Young one. Jamanra? That's a tale I rarely tell. Every few generations, the Faridun stir up trouble. Jamanra was their most successful attempt at causing problems. A very long time ago, he spread dangerous ideas among the outcasts and spoke to the Maraketh as if they were equals. His offenses were so great, the Sekemas joined together to approach and rebuke him. The tale says that he was so in awe of the glory of our leaders, he ended his own life and chose to fall forgotten in the sands. It is a strange conclusion to his tale, I must admit. But this is what is told. If he has been somehow reanimated through corruption, he will have only one goal: harming us.
cool winds.
Yes? The Balbala has her life, for she was truthful. If she also wishes to be accepted here, that will be up to her. For glory.
Recent corpses. An easy distraction. I will feast on your soul!
Hold them back while I open the gate!
She made light work of that. Image!
Advance with me! There are 2 more gates we must open!
Jamanra? How is this possible?
You are unworthy! The Maraketh will fall by my hand! I tried to seek peace, and the Sycamores disgraced me! Rot in the sand. This time, we choose war!
You receive the death and I shall give you a dinner!
We shall finish this! Not today.
Make haste! He must not escape!
Jamanra, the Corpse King, is running away.
Quickly! He conjures the very sands against us! Sandstorm. We must battle sorcery with sorcery. Let us return to the caravan and entreat Zarka's wisdom.
The Countess has used corruption to resurrect Jamanra, and they have escaped with the beast. Thankfully, we have some idea what the Faridun intend. We must reach Deshar as soon as possible. I am accustomed to others shivering and turning away when my gaze falls upon them. But I must confess, for once, the feeling is reversed. Although she is blind, I sometimes have the strangest notion that she is looking at me, even at night. You have no idea how much restraint it requires to listen to tales of people and places I knew, yet not correct her. She's close, I shall grant her that. Often startlingly so. In certain details or sequences of events, but the spirit of what happened thousands of years ago, the essence of that life, it has been embellished. At other times, the stories convey only a pale shadow, and the true magnificence is lost. Or is it my memories that have drifted with time? I suppose we shall never know, because those days are gone, never to return. All that I once loved has been dust hundreds of years longer than you have even been alive. Go.
I hear you. Risu has proven herself, at least to me. She has spoken only the truth, and I believe she means well. In another life, we might have been fellow Dikara, or even friends. When I face his direction, there is a faint impression. Even the sun does not intrude upon my blindness, so this is a new sensation for me. What am I seeing from your strange companion? Warm nights.
Jamanra can control the sands? Oh, this was not an ability he had in life. It must be born of corruption. There is something in the tales that could help us overcome such a power. It was said that the Horn of the Vastiri could control the winds. I believe the Horn's location has been lost to time, but perhaps it is possible that we can reconstruct it. We would have to retrace the steps of our greatest heroine, Balbala, on her final adventure. Speak to Asala. She knows the tale and where it might take us. Let her know how you wish to begin. Or you may seek my wisdom if you have further questions. Ah, you released Balbala, the traitor. Then it is your duty to redeem her soul by allowing her to serve as a mentor djinn during your dance with the scorpion. In modern times, we give aspiring Dekaras a straightforward test. For this task, however, the old ways are required. You will have to face a much deadlier trial. Speak to Asala. The original trial is not far from here, and the caravan is duty-bound to carry you there. Ah, the Horn. How to condense a 7-day tale. It was created during Obala's 8th adventure, her final quest before becoming the Sekama of Sekamas. She wrested control of the 3 elements. Her trusty war steed, the great Mastodon, Ekbab, gave its tusks for the carving and the channeling of lightning. The essence of water was a secret held at the heart of Keth. And primordial fire must be earned from those that originally brought it to Rayclast. We will find them at the Valley of Titans. Yes, those are the 3 elements we will need. This is not the first time the sands themselves have been used against us. The necromancer of Weeping Black, Saresh, once waged war upon the Maraketh out of the nascent desert regions of that era. He commanded not only armies of the dead, but vast roiling storms as well. Hearing of this threat, Balbala set forth on a quest to master the elements. And in 3 places of power, she proved herself to the winds. Her reward came to be known as the Horn of the Vastiri. When she drew in a mighty breath and sounded the horn, it was so powerful. Every tent across the entire plains blew open. You can imagine what it did to the necromancer's sandstorms. Seizing their moment, the united Akaras stormed forth to savage the undead armies of Saresh. For this victory, Balbala was made the Sekama of Sekamas. And after ruling with strength and cunning for many years, later became our Queen of the Wind. greatest goddess of the Maraketh. Her divine name was Garukan, which means ultimate sovereign. The tales, unfortunately, make no further mention of the Horn after that. Each young one is much like another. Faridun, Maraketh, what does it matter to an old woman? Others may scowl for letting Risu sit and listen to my stories, but none may order me silent. Do not wander.
Quickly. We Faridun have never had grand caravans. In our preparations, Jamanra tasked our people with building one of our own. The intent shifted as madness crept upon him. Soon it became the greatest war machine the Vastiri have ever known. The wish for a better life was gone. Only thoughts of hatred were left.
Ah, yes. The Horn of the Vastiri. I know the tale. The ancient city of Keth, the Badlands, and the Valley of the Titans. We can retrace Balbala's steps in any order. Move swiftly. Once the seat of power for our people, now a buried testament to a glorious past. We will build a new Keth someday when all this is over, and the Maraketh will shine under the sun once again. That is a promise.
The skeleton city of a once great culture. How adorable.
The weary traveler has reached the end of the path. Welcome to the city of 7 waters, whence bounty springs. Behold our lush plains and verdant forests, blessed to feed empires far and wide. Eat, drink, and be fat at your leisure, so long as you take word back to your homeland of the glory of Keth.
Serpent Queen, slither for me. Quiet your tongue, serpent.
Winter deepens, bringing a biting chill. I long for it to snow, for the wonder I felt as a child to grace my eyes once more. But the last winter that brought such beauty was 200 years ago now. It cannot snow in a region where it does not rain. The city is quiet. The city is cold. The wind whistles through stone columns, unheard by the living. I ask myself why I am still here. I ask myself why I will not let my tired bones rest. And I ask myself whether I truly believe Halani will awaken. I do. I do.
On this, the meeting place of 7 waters, we lay the first stone of our new home. May Keth stand eternal, the heart of peace and prosperity, the bastion of our people.
royalty now.
I was mortal then.
My king nears.
So, this is what it is to be divine.
The mortal. Oh, at last. Please, end my suffering. My followers are long since dust, and I am but parchment. My veins dry as sand. None remember my name, and none think of me. I awoke from my long slumber, unable to move. My time has passed. I ask you, mortal, to use that one element that may finally end me. My opposite. Fire. It must be done.
If fire will bring you peace, so be it.
He was not my son. Not the one I knew. Corruption held his mortal soul in thrall, and you have finally given him peace. Some essence of water remains. The last drops to be found in Keth. Death. Thank you.
Death can be a mercy.
How can I be of aid? Ah, Keth. Now nothing but dunes of sand, but once it was glorious. The waters flowed in patterns crafted by artisans of skill beyond belief. The hanging gardens could impress even the most jaded heart. Go.
Need something? Warm nights. There was a goddess of water lying at the heart of Keth. I wonder what her role in the past involved. It is my sacred duty to keep our tales, but I know nothing of this goddess. How could we Maraketh have forgotten something so important? I will tell your tale.
Yes? Meeting the Ardura is disconcerting. Like most Faridun, I was left to die in the desert as an infant. Perhaps someone here is my mother or father. I look at each of them, wondering what my life could have been. If they had wanted me. My people are full of anger and distrust. For reasons I hope are clear. They are blinded by this. Somehow she knows when I am near. She frowns and turns away. I fear no one here will ever accept me. But I cannot go back to my people now. She is the only one willing to talk with me. I could listen to her stories for days. She truly does not seem to care that I am not of the Ardura. Scylla.
That valley of the Badlands, where Mastodon bones rot under the sun for all time, is proof that a culture can vanish entirely if the world changes too much. I will not let my people diminish and disappear the same way.
So the ancient enemy has returned. But why is this one not attacking us?
This language, it was in some of the forbidden tones.
In a time long past, I aided an alliance that fought these beings for centuries. They are the lightless, the abyssals, the spawn of the Well of Souls. I can teach you its ancient tongue, for knowledge was our greatest weapon. Hold still.
Ooh, that's a neat trick.
You now possess understanding of their language. Tread carefully. In ages past, these creatures served a dark god. Kulamak, the Lich Lord, master of undeath. The Alliance destroyed his body in battle countless times, but the Well of Souls remained beyond our reach. I must go. I cannot risk capture.
Harm is meant. This one waits and watches. This one serves.
I like you already, pet. You serve me now.
This one serves. This one has always served. Unchanging. The master changes in Kulamak's absence. Amanamu. Ulaman. Kurgo. Never Tekrod. This one does not change. You are here. You are the master. Until you are not here. Kulamak stirs below. Kulamak grows once more. Cast remains into the well. His bones, his ancient flesh. He will reward you as he rewards this one. The source gives him power. The edge beckons. The source calls from below. Soul spiral, drawn by the call. All souls that return, all still flesh that yet moves. The source gives motion, if not life.
That can't be true.
It is so. The Well of Souls is the source of all necromancy. It is true, Master. You draw upon the source. You channel it through your soul.
No, my power is my own.
All necromancy flows from the Well of Souls, from the source below. Look at the light, Master. Look at its weave, its color.
The light of the Nether. It's the same.
Every corpse you animate, every bone you summon, every soul you command.
It's haunting. I never knew. I was born feeling this call, this connection.
Yes, Master. Embrace death. It is a gift from the source.
How have I been channeling power from this place without even knowing it exists?
The well is not
The master below raged. Then the well was, and always had been. The more this was fought and destroyed, the more souls spiraled into the well. The never exalted Kulamag. He rose and walked the boundless cavern above, enduring the searing light and heat without pain. To wage the war, he gifted power to his servants, and they became the Lich Lords. The Lich Lords gifted power to their servants, and they became the Necromancers. These ones have been fighting so long. The well spirals, the nether overflows. Countless screams blend into one endless exhale that can be heard in the boundless cavern. You come from the boundless cavern. No stone inside the bound, only fire and void. Hateful beings, spawned by flesh, skitter in the searing light. They seek to rend these ones, to destroy them. This one has never been. This one only serves here. This one is frightened. Kulamag serves the master below all. The Lich Lords serve Kulamag. This one serves whoever is here. This one does not know more than that.
Tell me, pet, what this place is.
The well is down. From all places, all paths, it is still down. In time, all things spiral down. You too will be called. There is no obliviation, only screaming forever.
That sounds deeply unpleasant.
You can use this one, Master. You destroy these ones, but not this one. Has this one served you well?
Of course, my pet. Don't you worry.
By your will.
Oh my, what a gorgeous rite. I'm ready. Quiet now, Mastodon. I suppose these should come in handy.
These tusks are truly worthy of Orbala's steed. I will tell your tale.
Who goes there?
Cool winds. Farewell.
Yes? I am forbidden by the terms of the Third Pact from invoking the Right of Flame myself. I must send an emissary, as must they. I do not know in what form it will come.
One still lives. For now. Possibly my largest victim. Farewell. Oh, it's warm. And now mine.
Quickly. Thank you.
This ruby is beautiful and quite haunting. Perhaps it is simply my imagination, but I feel as if there is something staring back at me from deep inside. Impressive, young one. Now we have everything we need to recreate the Horn of the Vastiri. It'll take a bit of carving. I think the flame ruby goes here. Imbue the essence of water with the proper motions. Maybe I'll just tighten that there. Snap that off. Oh, I hope that wasn't important. All right. It's a bit like the original horn. If my fingers were more nimble, I could have done better. This won't blow a gale across the entire Vastiri, but it will serve our purpose. Here, take it. You retraced Balbala's journey, so you should be the one to sound the horn.
So, now I have to blow this thing.
It is time to use the reforged Horn of the Vastiri to open the way through. Prepare yourself. War is nigh. You have your orders.
Nowhere left to hide now, sweet undead king.
I am hesitant to allow you access to Sacred Deshar, but better a single Jingak than an army of spiteful enemies. Our city of the dead must be protected, no matter the cost. Move swiftly.
Cool winds. Warm nights.
As we approach Deshar, I feel I must ask something of you once more. There is someone I care about. Let us leave it at that. I have learned she went on a lone journey to the spires 3 moons past, and she has not returned. The others cannot know of this, for there was neither sickness nor injury involved. Do you understand? I simply wish to know the truth of what happened, to end the pain of not knowing. If you happen to find Lailuma's body in the dunes below the spires, And if you bring me something of hers, then I will know. If you do not, then no one ever will. Those Maraketh that prove themselves in life earn burial in the sky. But the weak and unfortunate have a tradition of their own. Because they are not allowed to rest above, when they feel sickness or injury taking hold, they leap from the windswept heights of Deshar to the dunes below. Though their bodies will still be lost in the sands, our greatest fear, lying at the base of honor, is the next best thing to lying upon it. You can understand why I was concerned that Lailuma chose to travel there alone. As we approach Deshar, I feel I must ask something of you once more. There is someone I care about. The others cannot know of this. If you happen to find Lailuma... Now the sandstorm is cleared. We have a chance to chase down Jamanra. Though I am not gifted with sight, I clearly see the dangers ahead of us. You must keep your wits about you. Goodbye.
Hello. I will tell your tale.
The path to Deshar has been opened. Infiltrate the towers and stop the Faridun from feeding the beast. Thank you.
Cool winds. Farewell.
Enter Deshar, and take our vengeance upon the Faridun within. We will flank them while you ascend and undertake your duty.
Greetings.
You found a letter? For your sake, do not speak of its contents. I will burn it. When I have the opportunity, I intend to return to Deshar and mark the location of Lailuma's body. A stone, perhaps. Something inconspicuous. Others will not know, but I will. She will be remembered. Take care.
You are relentless, but that makes you predictable. The time of the Faridun is nigh.
Get back in your hole! One day, I'll bring you back to serve.
Quickly. Go.
goes there?
What? Ah, Desha, the city of the dead. In these harrowing times, one could be forgiven for thinking the risen dead live there, if that form of existence can even be called living. No. Long before we had to worry about the dead rising, we built towering spires to return our people to the sky. Our honored dead lie openly, enjoying the sun, not hidden from it under the earth. Over time, they are scoured away, becoming the wind and sand you feel on your skin at this very moment. Desha is our most sacred monument. I myself will soon make the journey there, once I train a replacement. Most do wait for their bodies to fail, but I would prefer to meet death on my feet. Who knows? I may even be the first mortal to win my battle and defeat Nakrata in spiritual combat. It might not look like it now, but I was a rather powerful sorceress in my time.
The Faridun have assembled a tremendous Dreadnought, a war caravan larger than we have ever seen. As we speak, it is barreling through the heart of the Vastiri, leaving devastation in its wake.
Off we go. It's time to kill.
We now have their trail. They will not escape. Move swiftly.
Traditions are meaningless drivel. But let's see what power is offered here.
I will serve. We have met in battle, but not in peace. I am Balbala, once a traitor, long a sorrowed prisoner. As Jinn here, I shall serve as your guide. Together, we shall prove ourselves worthy. I have had a great many years to think on my foolish choices, and now all I want is to earn my right to rest. This place was built to determine honor, to prove oneself worthy as a Sekima. Tradition allowed for one Dekara and one advisor. If I aid you here, and if you succeed, then my crimes will finally be forgiven. Then, and only then, may I join those that have gone before. I hardly know the woman I was before. I remember betraying my Akara, but the reasons why now feel petty and small. If I could go back, if I could speak to the woman I was, I would tell her what a fool she was being. Would she listen? Probably not. The mistakes we make are shaped from who we are. The tale women of many Akaras gathered on the day of my sentencing. Death was not punishment enough for my crime. They enacted the ritual, but my imprisonment as Jinn would not have been possible without my willful agreement. I accepted. I let it happen because I deserved it. I have no idea how long I was trapped there, but it was as close to eternity as I can possibly imagine. The role of advisor is strictly bound by tradition. I may offer you aid, but only in certain specific ways. Look to me in your times of doubt. What happened to the plains of Vastiri? The land has changed so much since the time of my imprisonment. There were several desert regions slowly spreading, but it wasn't like this. The Halani gates where I committed my crimes were waterlocks for a river. Now there is nothing but sand and salt flats. How could they have allowed this to happen? Selarin. Once more.
Let's get this over with.
The foe ahead is formidable. Steel yourself.
A formidable rock challenges me.
Beware of the burst.
No challenge at all.
Greetings. May that serve you.
Power awaits me. As it...
Ready yourself. We must prevail, no matter what.
Yes, Sekima. We all know you are very brave.
Give no quarter!
I never do.
You again. The fool under the Hooded One's sway. Do you even know what he is? No matter. You'll find my king far more capable than Count Gianor. My king, take the power you were promised. Put an end to this nuisance.
The Sekima of the Ardura. Bow before your king.
The Maraketh Ardura Submit to our finish.
The Maraketh will pay! Find our son!
We're running out of time. End this. What are you doing?
The beast! Go! I don't have time for this! Sand! Bend to my will! Impede my enemies! Take our hate! 10,000 spears! I will erase you!
is still alive.
Nothing. Oriana will prevail, and the Faridun...
This is not over. Not yet.
Jamanra! I return you to the embrace of death!
It is done. The war is over. I have given him an honorable death. This may prove to heal the wound between the Faridun and the Maraketh. Return with me. I must address my people.
The risen king is dead once again. His tale is yet another tragic outcome of the harsh desert. At least this time the death was honorable. Asala did this intentionally, and I admire her for it. The Faridun have already begun the process of taking his body to Deshar for a proper sky burial. Asala allowed this. It feels like we could be stepping into the light of a new era for the Maraketh. Sands guide you.
Young one.
My worst fears have been realized. The beast is beyond our means now.
So, I think it's time you confess.
You're right. I have not been entirely forthcoming. It is time I told you who I truly am. I am a god. I am the thief of virtue. I am sin. And I have failed once again. It was I who created the beast. The seed of corruption that now threatens to grow anew. And it is my responsibility. As it is my creation that once again threatens all of Wraeclast, it is by my hand that it must be contained. All I can ask is that, knowing who I am, you still see the importance of our task. The beast has grown beyond our ability to contain it. We must search for something greater than we currently possess. Something that can drain its power and bring it back to a more manageable form. While I slumbered under the numbing effects of corruption, there was an empire that mastered the use of that deadly energy. We must go to the jungles of the long-ago Vaal. Their ruins may yet hold the secrets we need. That is where we must go, to the sunken city of Utsal. It is our only hope.
I knew.
Quickly. I am thousands of years old. I was mortal first, but then I was deified against my will by my brother. But that is a story for another time. I spent my early divine life in Keth. I loved and was loved. I even had a daughter. This shrine depicts them both. They were revered by the Maraketh. Garrikon was the true jewel of the Vastiri, at least to me. Divine love is much like mortal love, at least from what I can remember. And we were happy for a time longer than the lives of many mortal men. The time came, however, when love was not enough. Her humanity sifted through the cracks of her life like fine sand, leaving a divine shell that held her image, but nothing of her soul. It is a trap, you see. Divinity. Faith empowers, but faith also shapes. To gather more power, a god must play the part, becoming more and more the icon their followers perceive. When does perception become reality? It's impossible to pinpoint, and that's the most sinister thing about it. You never know the moment you cross the line. You want the truth? I betrayed her, and had her killed. There are not enough excuses in all of Rayclast to make up for what I did. I thought it was the right thing to do at the time. I thought it was the only way to save humanity. And yet, here we are again, chasing the beast and fighting for the fate of the world. I am beginning to suspect that the cycle of history may never end, unless we surpass ourselves and find another way. But until we do, we will solve this the only way we know how, with violence. Thank you.
Quickly. The Maraketh abandoned us, but there is beauty in their strict traditions. They do not have a choice. The desert is a harsh sekema, as they say. Uniting as one people, combining our resources, that is the only way we can all live in peace. Warm nights.
Welcome. Jamanra is back where he belongs. I have given him a proper death. By removing his head, I acknowledged him. Though he was never a king, despite what the Faridun may choose to believe. Those who have survived this war will be given a choice. It would be a waste to kill the Faridun who have proven themselves in battle. They may choose to be acknowledged, to have a place at the table, or they can remain outcasts. Either way, it is time to write a new chapter. Who knows what the future holds? After what has happened here, the other Akaras must consider joining the Ardura. I intend to be persuasive. Yes, we can take you to the edge of the desert. Then we will continue to track the beast. You must find a way to contain it. When we find out where it is being taken, we will seek you out. Until then, may the winds ever be calm on your paths.
The beast has grown too powerful. We can no longer contain it through mortal means. There was once an empire that embraced corruption. They studied it, mastered it, and became the greatest civilization the world has ever known. But it led to their destruction. Our allies will continue the pursuit of the beast, but we shall undertake a different search. We must go to the ruins of the Vaal Empire, in search of a weapon against the coming cataclysm.